by the way. We are almost at the peak of the Lionsgate portal. That will be happening on August 8th, and I believe it will be closing on the 12th. I do not have any, downloads or anything in particular. I just kind of felt like a reading was needed. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Thank you for not only showing up for me, but coming here and, working on your own healing journey, whether it's, just having a little cup of tea with me to get through the day, or, something layered on top of your therapy, just that extra validation. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Please bear in mind, though, I am not a replacement for your therapist, your psychologist, or your medication. So please, 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 please ensure that that part of your self-care journey is taken care of by you. You can do it. I know you can. With that, please bear in mind that, this is a timeless reading, so whenever it is meant to find you, it will find you. Only take what fits and let the rest sit. Let it marinate for those who need it. Please remember that energy is, all over the place. It is totally fluid, so that means I could pull a King of Swords and I could be talking about your girlfriend, or vice versa. I can pull a Queen of Wands and I can be talking about your boyfriend or your grandpa. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be using the Disney Villains Tarot deck, and that is by, if I'm not mistaken, Minerva Siegel. Let me see. Yes, written by Minerva Siegel and illustrated by Ellie Goldwyn. This is just going to be a quick little segment for us. So I'm going to pull a few from here. We're going to go ahead and divide the deck up and then shuffle again. I am going to be doing that structure in which I have a couple of cards at the top of the spread for crowning energy, and then in the middle, a few cards for main energy, and then at the bottom, we will have the oppressed and suppressed. And if need be, we'll create a fan of, what's it called? Clarifiers. But I also kind of have an inclination to pull from the Gypsy Witch Oracle. So I may be doing that. But I wanted to get this spread out first. So far for crowning energy, we have, let's see, the King of Cups, and that is upright, and the Nine of Pentacles. However, that is in reverse. Okay. Let's get some main energy out here. Okay, Eight of Wands. What else? What else you got for main energy for us today? Okay. We got the High Priestess, Justice, and Ace of Coins. Hey, those are awesome. I really feel like, you're going to get some sort of gift or reward for taking the high road here. I really feel that. Let's go ahead and get our oppressed and suppressed energy. Let's pull one more. Not that many. I want only one. Uno más. Nope. Not taking that many. Uno más. Grazie. Okay. For oppressed and suppressed energy, we have Five of Coins, Page of Swords, and Six of Wands in reverse. Oh my goodness. This feels kind of like, a battle of the wits here. Interestingly enough. For overall energy, we have the Ten of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Strength card. And we have Nine of Wands. we have the Star in reverse. We have the Eight of Coins. Let me put this down here. Eight of Coins. What is that? The Moon and the Five of Swords. Yes, definitely a battle of wits here. Definitely, definitely. I feel heavy with all the coins energy and the swords and just a huge lack of cups here. I definitely feel like this has to do with finances, education, career, that sort of deal. Or even if, like, you know, it's a family member that you may have financial ties to. I just feel you are definitely in your King of Cups energy right now, and you are doing your best to hold it together, especially in a situation where, you know, someone else is so incredibly insecure that they are trying to play on your emotions because their own emotions aren't necessarily intact and their own insecurities are just, you know, low battery. Oh, okay, that's fine. I feel like their own insecurities are just really driving them, and I feel like this is kind of the contrast between the two of you. So, like, they're the Nine of Coins in reverse, and you're the King of Cups upright. I feel like you're also, you know, definitely someone who leads by example and can lead with love in most situations, and you can definitely be someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. However, with that kindness, you are also realizing that there are definitely some boundaries that you have had to set with this individual or with this institution. Interesting. This has really been a test of your character, I feel. It has definitely been a lot. I feel like this person has, or these people have invested a lot, but not necessarily for the right reasons. They could have invested a lot of time and money, but not enough effort into playing their part within this company or this financial institution. With the Page of Swords out here, I really feel they look up to you. And, you know, they have learned a lot from you, but at the same time, it's not necessarily learning as much as it is just copying and pasting, if that makes sense. So they're able to robotically perform the actions. However, they don't know why they're doing the actions, you know, why each step is taken. They cannot explain everything as a process. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, excuse me. But they cannot explain everything as a process. And with, you know, the Five of Coins sandwiching Page of Swords and the Six of Wands in reverse, like, they really rely on you to not get fired because they themselves do not have the qualifications nor the experience and education that is required to pursue this field or to be in these classes. This could even be a teacher that you're dealing with. I feel like this is someone who was supposed to be a mentor for you. And you were supposed to be Page of Swords energy for them. But you have to be in your High Priestess and King of Cups energy in order to even, you know, interact with this individual. Like, it feels like you have to observe everything because, you know, they're not telling you everything. I feel like a major lack of communication here between the two of you, and that's purposefully on their part. Okay, like, there are certain things that they're not telling you, and you're going to find out about this. There are certain things that they're not telling you in order to save their butt, and there may even be things that they are pinning onto you that they did, again, to save their butt. And on top of that, say like, you know, you're teaching them, right? They're essentially copying and pasting from you. So if something goes like better than expected, they're claiming that. They're saying, yeah, I pretty much did this and this and this, and yeah. Not even giving you the credit. You know, totally leaving you out of the equation and trying to get one over on you. This person, these people, like, I feel like your justice is coming in through, because we got justice in the Ace of Coins. Your justice is coming through, and they're gonna see it. And if you really want to, you get to see what the justice will look like for them too, and what sort of karma they may go through. Because anybody who acts like this, who treats you like this, it's not for no reason. It's not just because, like, you know, people don't treat people like this just because, you know, whatever, for whatever reason. Okay? The reason is usually because they're intimidated. And they realize that they're in a position where they bit off more than they can chew. With the Eight of Wands and the High Priestess out here, you're going to be getting information, possibly even downloads. But you're going to be getting so much information, possibly even off of the grapevine from other people. And it's going to be coming in quick. And this is all going to help your case. This could totally be a court case with justice out here. I feel like it's contractual of some sort. So, you know, this could be a landlord. Again, this could be education, or this could be work. Or this could even be like a business partner. But they did you dirty. And I feel like oftentimes you are consistently, like with the Star in reverse here and the Nine of Wands out here, right? Where did I see that? Was that on this side? Yes. So Strength, the Nine of Wands, True Love in reverse. What is that? Is that the Eight of Cups? Yeah, that's the Eight of Cups. Of course it is. Ten of Swords, fucking the Star in reverse, the Eight of Coins, the Moon, and the Five of Swords. Like, I feel like this person has been doing so much work in the dark that, you know, they're really good at, like, pretending like they want to be your friend. Or, you know, to be, like, buddy-buddy with you, I feel. Like, if this is work, like, this would be someone who would micromanage you, but at the same time still try and be your friend. And this is someone who probably talks a lot about themselves and, you know, their achievements, which, you know, more than likely aren't necessarily existent, and they probably, again, cheated to get those achievements. But this person loves to talk about themselves and really boast themselves up, especially, I agree, Lulu, especially in terms of creative projects and finances. Like, this person thinks very, very highly of themselves, and they find strength, you know, with the Ten of Swords here, and then the Strength card, the Six of Cups, Eight of Cups, Nine of Wands, the Star in reverse, Eight of Coins in reverse, the Moon, and the Five of Swords. These individuals find their strengths in manipulation. I mean, like, that's essentially what a con artist does. They con people, and they're really good at it. And they have learned to emotionally block themselves from feeling any remorse or guilt. Or maybe they never felt it in the first place. And so this person has sown the seeds. They made the bed, and they're about to lie in it. And I feel like I am getting this message because you are worried you're not going to have justice, that you're going to be overlooked, that, you know, I feel like you're consistently asking the universe to throw you a fucking bone. You know, you might even be asking the universe to throw this person a fucking bone because you're a sweetheart. Okay, Lulu. I know. There you go, baby. All gone. All gone. All gone. That was a picture of you, baby girl. That was a picture of you. Are you awake?
Tired of being left in the dark?
You want to watch your Bluey? Let me put on Bluey for you. There, I'll put on this for you. Okay. Sorry, I got very distracted. But I feel like you are just so nervous that, like, you are going to be overlooked again. Because you might be jaded because you have consistently encountered individuals like this. And it's not necessarily that, like, you attract them or that, you know, you're doing something wrong necessarily, but individuals like this are just predatory. Like, yes, they do look for, like, certain markers to, you know whether or not they can take advantage of a person. But at the same time, they don't necessarily discriminate. And, you know, if it wasn't you, it would have been the next person. It's not really personal. This is, you know, personal to them, you know, but it's not because of who you are at the core that they chose to, you know, get one over on you. Other than the fact that, you know, maybe they thought it would be easy to, and it's because they, again, overestimate their own intelligence, and they lack a lot of, like, EQ, a lot of emotional intelligence, the emotional quotient, right? They lack that, and they kind of, it's not necessarily that they don't care and that they don't feel any remorse at all, but rather they've just taught themselves how not to. And so eventually it is going to turn into, like, this person doesn't give a fuck that they are, you know, riding coattails or stepping on toes or, you know, crushing people and making them, you know, shrink themselves in order for, you know, this person to become larger than life. What you can expect with this situation is that, you know, with the Star in reverse out here and the Eight of Coins in reverse and the Moon and the Five of Swords, like, this person, as much as you would love and hope for them to, you know, kind of wake up and do the inner work, as much as you wish for that, like, they do not have the strength to do that. They do not. And we have strength out here. Like, they find strength because strength is behind Ten of Swords. They find strengths in getting one over on others, in betraying others. That's where their strengths lie. Not looking in the mirror and realizing, hey, maybe I should do the inner work so that, you know, and the outer work, and actually start studying instead of, you know, using ChatGPT or AI or, you know, copying and pasting someone else's fucking standards of procedures or whatever. Like, this person just, I'm irritated by them. I'm gonna put these away. I am gonna pull from that oracle deck like I originally wanted. Okay. So this is the Gypsy Witch oracle deck. It's a fortune telling deck, but I call it my oracle deck. I don't use it as it's supposed to typically be used. Okay, let's go ahead and put these away. But yeah, that Ace of Coins is coming in. I know, like, it feels like so slow, and it feels like, you know, everything is unfair right now, but you're going to be thankful that, like, everything is being accounted for in the end, because, like, every trial, every tribulation that this person put you through is going to be accounted for. Every single one. Like, the ones above them are going to want to hear exactly what happened, and they'll be taking accountability for the whole situation, okay? Because this person was supposed to be a mentor for you, and you turned into the mentor for them. And even then, they're still not learning because they choose not to learn. Again, they're just copying and pasting. They are robotic in the sense that they have no idea what they're doing. They're just doing it. You know, business as usual. Whereas this is like a passion of yours. You know, you have drive. Ooh, I forgot to say my mantra. Whoopsie. That's okay. Okay, let's get one more. Or two more. I feel like two more is a good number. And exactly 2 flew out. Yep, so with number 19 coming out immediately, that is the Gentleman. So someone is definitely heavily in their masculine energy. This could be you, this could be this person, or this could be both of you. We have the dog out here. Number 27, the dog, if near, represents true friends. If distant and surrounded by clouds, beware of unsuspected enemies. I feel like you are just so loyal, and you really wanted a companion in this situation, and they really took advantage of that. And I don't blame you for feeling the ways that you feel, because in terms of, like, you know, wearing your heart on your sleeve and being a genuinely kind and caring person and actually caring and giving a fuck about others, like, that in itself is a huge deal. Not many people do that. So many people are so me-focused that, you know, even not speeding down the road, you know? Think of how many people speed not giving a single fuck about the other cars around them and who may be in those cars. The other bikes, the other buses. You know, think of how often people just are so wrapped up in themselves that they have no idea you even exist. And it's not necessarily like a you thing, it's a them thing. A lot of people really, like, and I don't want to say this is everybody, but this is a lot of people. They don't do the inner work, and they can be selfish. They can be very me-focused in the wrong ways. And I feel like though these situations really hurt, and they are, like, you know, at least to us, like, they feel like huge betrayals and they can feel monumental. But these people, like, it's just another Tuesday. We also have number 43, the Lightning out here. Lightning denotes surprise, disagreeable in accordance to distance. And then we have number 33. This is in reverse. The clover leaf is a bearer of good tidings, but if near clouds, it denotes great chagrin. If, however, number 2 does not lie near 29 or 28, the chagrin will be short duration and happiness will soon follow. We also have number 30. The rod near predicts family quarrels, distant pecuniary loss. And that was in reverse. We also have number 20 in reverse, and that is the lilies. The lilies forecast a happy life, but family sorrow if surrounded by clouds. Lying above the person signifies a virtuous life, but when under indicates immorality. I just feel like you are a very easygoing, laid-back type of person. Like, I get this major with the dog out here, like golden retriever energy. Like, if you are of the male essence and you identify as that, like, you would be like the golden retriever boyfriend or the golden retriever girlfriend, the golden retriever friend. You are just incredibly caring and loyal, and you have such a big heart. And you are very fiercely protective. But not only when it comes to others, but to yourself too. And this person overestimated that about you. They didn't realize that you had these methods of self-preservation because they have not encountered that before. Which is why they are still on this path of destruction, not only to others' lives, but to their own. They have never encountered someone who forced them to take accountability. And I feel like you may, even though, like, with the rod in reverse and the lilies in reverse and the lightning and the clover in reverse, like, even though you do your best to, I almost feel like you might even avoid conflict sometimes, but even though you do your best to keep the boat afloat and to not rock the boat, I feel like you have had to confront this person a couple of times at the very least, and that surprised them. With the lightning, like, that was incredibly surprising to them because no one has ever told them, like, hey, you cannot do this. And if they did tell them that, they would just discard that person and be like, oh, well, you know, there's something wrong with them, not with me. Like, that's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy. They might even see you with the clover out here in reverse. I feel like they kind of saw you as like a good luck charm and their like door into this industry or into this educational path, or, you know, if they were a landlord, you know, they knew that they were going to make all kinds of money off of you and that they could take advantage of you. Like, and this wasn't necessarily just because, like, they see you as an easy target. They just see people as targets. That's just how they see people. Like, you know those people who see others as NPCs? And, like, they just see them as, like, you know, added layers into their own reality. And essentially these other people to them are non-existent. That is how this person thinks. Like, they think that you are put into their life to just boost them forward. And that is not at all the case, you know. That sort of mentality, that thinking that other people are just NPCs and there's not a soul in there, like, I don't even understand that concept. Like, I'm not even gonna try and understand how people think that way, but there are very much so souls in other people, y'all. Everybody, you know, has a soul. Everybody. Some of them might have even sold their soul, you know, if they chose to. That's on them. I ain't here to speculate. That ain't none of my fucking business unless they fucking come into our paths and we have to deal with them. But everybody has a soul, okay? Unless they fucking decided to sell that shit, they have a soul. People are not NPCs. And you realize that. You realize that you see the humanity in others. And you lead by example, by showing others the humanity within you. And that can be incredibly intimidating too. And it's not necessarily that you feel intimidated by this person. And it's not like you're going out of your way to really start conflict with them. But when conflict arises, you are not afraid to stand up for yourself and put this person in their place. And that is exactly how it should be. Even so, this reading came out because I'm here to tell you, expect a blessing, dude. Like, with that Ace of Coins and Justice, like, overlapping right there, expect a huge blessing, especially in terms of financial gain. So, like, this person could be demoted and you could be promoted. You could be taking their place and all of a sudden they're working under you. Or if you don't want to fucking interact with this person, guess what? You don't have to. They might even just be fired completely. Or they might be relocated to another facility or another, you know, they might have to find another school, find another class, you know, pick another slot, another time slot to take the class. Like, you do not have to deal with this individual anymore. And, you know, there are going to be things that the divine feel are necessary to set into place to help this individual learn. Please, please, please do not impede on what they need to learn. Please, please, please don't feel that you also have to add to those lessons. I kind of feel like that's not necessarily who you are as a person, but just do not feel like you're here to teach anybody a lesson. Like, that's not your job. And just stay in your lane, stay focused, and everything will be golden. Okay. Aw. You're like a little golden retriever. You poor thing. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. I wish I could give you a big old hug. Okay, let's pull a couple more before I have to get my booty up and start getting ready for the day and doing something, you know? Because right now it's like, what time is it? 7:30? 8:30. 8:30. Alright. I also want to pull one from Moonology. I'll do that right now. So we'll have that at the top with the crowning energy. Okay, is that all of them? Yeah. So let's get a couple from here, or one from here. Not a couple, like just one. Good girl, Lulu. Ooh, I got two. That's fine. So we'll put these on the outer edges. So we got prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus in reverse. And what do you need to release? Waning moon in reverse. For overall energy from those, we got the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini in reverse. And bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius in reverse. I feel immediately right off the bat, it's time to release control of the situation. And the answers you need are coming, but only the answers you need. You will know what you're meant to know. With bringing love into the situation in reverse too, like, you already poured enough into this person. You don't need to pour anymore. With prosperity lies ahead in reverse, like, all I'm saying is good luck to that person. You know, I feel like, in a sense, you both are kind of learning a lesson here. And it's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you wiser. It's going to teach you how others may operate. Alright. And let's go ahead and get... Yep. Oppressed and suppressed. Ooh, okay. Ooh, we got a lot of the same cards, guys. Again, this is the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sturl. Okay, so for crowning energy, we have the Devil in reverse, we have the Queen of Wands, and everything is fine, which is pretty much the Ten of Swords card. Just an added layer. Kind of like cognitive dissonance with the Ten of Swords, if that makes sense. Like knowing that the Ten of Swords exists, but trying to tell yourself everything is fine. For main energy, we got Justice, we got justice. Justice is coming. We got Two of Swords. And we got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We also got King of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. For overall energy, we have Temperance in reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hanged One in reverse. We also have the Star in reverse, and we have the Magician here. Trust in your magic. Trust in your magic. Off the bat, like, I feel like you are kind of like letting go of the cognitive dissonance that you have here with the Devil in reverse, and everything is fine, sandwiching the Queen of Wands. Like, you are trusting in yourself. You are realizing that you can have confidence in who you are and how much you bring to the table. I see the Queen of Wands as typically like a homemaker, but if not, she could totally, you know, be her own business mogul. She is so creative and so fiery and so passionate, and that is exactly what you bring to this field. Whether it's, you know, through education or, you know, again, this could be work, or even if this is with a landlord, like, you are going to stand, what do they say, stand on business? You're going to stand on business and be like, no, like, I know how much this place is worth and how much I should be spending here and how much you should be putting in that you're not putting in, that you keep trying to cut corners with. You are realizing that cognitive dissonance of everything is fine while you are being hit with these betrayals over and over again, like lying, cheating, scandal. Like, you have given this person enough of the benefit of the doubt, and with that golden retriever energy, like, you might have been the golden child. And so, you know, in terms of that sort of family system, of course you are going to have that mediator energy, and you're going to know exactly what to say to diffuse a situation. But when you're in the middle of that situation and you're no longer just the mediator, you're realizing you can't act like everything is fine when it's not fine. You're realizing that, you know, some people, you know, really don't have the best intentions. And that's not you being jaded, that's just you being realistic, because there are people like that out there in the world. And we can't assume everybody has great intentions. We can't assume they all have bad intentions, you know, but that's also why we just kind of like learn to let go of any sort of expectations, especially in terms of acquaintances and strangers. And take someone not necessarily for their word, but again, with the Queen of Wands, for their actions. Actions speak so much louder than words to you right now. They can say whatever the fuck they want. They could, you know, be bringing you little tiny gifts or, you know, trying to distract you. And that shit is going in one ear and out the other. You know, if they're bringing you a little gift, you don't give two fucks. You're not, you know, you're not using it. You might even give it back. But they see who you are and how much weight you carry as a person and how much value you bring to the table. And this entire time, it has essentially been them trying to convince you that you don't bring this value to the table, while still love bombing you to make you feel like, you know, this person kind of wants to be my friend. I think, like, this person's cool. Like, I legit feel like you are just a sweetheart, and you probably feel like outside of work this person is wonderful, but no, this person's a piece of shit. Outside of school, this person is probably wonderful, but no, they show you time and time again. I bet you can see through the layers of their outer relationships, and they keep showing you time and time again that they are not a good person, but you are such a sweetheart that it's hard for you to see that, and that's where the cognitive dissonance lies. my friend, with the King of Swords out here, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this person's not here to be your friend. And I feel like you're about to be in this energy too. Like, you're not here to make friends. You're not here to be with the bullshit. You're here to do what you gotta do and get out. We have Justice out here, Two of Swords and Two of Pentacles in reverse. Like, you having to juggle both of your responsibilities, you're not doing that anymore. You're going to allow Justice to take part, or at least you should allow Justice to take part and just let them learn. Helping someone avoid their consequences because you don't want them to get in trouble almost always backfires. Almost always. Stop taking the fall for these people. With the Hanged One in reverse, stop letting them victimize you and then being the martyr after. Like, no. You be that Queen of Wands. You be that King of Swords. If everything is not fine, you tell them everything's not fine. Like, what you're doing here is fucked up, dude, and I don't appreciate it. With the Star in reverse and the Magician layered, like, again, this person is manipulative as fuck, and they do not plan on doing the healing. They do not plan on doing the inner work. With Temperance in reverse and Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Hanged One in reverse, they are so blind to how fucked up they are. They made their bed, let them lie in it. Let them be hung out to dry instead of hanging yourself out to dry because you want to ensure they don't get in trouble. Oh, my goodness. What do you need to release? How can you bring self-love into the situation and stop enabling this person? You have the answers within you. And whether or not prosperity lies ahead, whether or not you get that Ace of Pentacles is kind of up to you now. You know, like, there's that Two of Swords. Are you going to keep turning the other cheek and remain blind to the situation? Or are you going to allow this person to pretty much reap what they sowed? You're the Magician here, and there is something that you need to heal within yourself as well in order to reach that full potential. You have so many tools on your tool belt, and you are constantly being taken advantage of, I feel. And I feel like this is becoming a pattern, a repetitive pattern. And you are consistently encountering the same individuals, but in a different fucking meat sack. And if it is becoming a pattern, you know, you being taken advantage of, maybe it is time to, you know, kind of do some reflection, some self-reflection on your end too, and see what needs to be healed. And what part of you is allowing you to be taken advantage of? Is it your inner child because you were the golden child? And, you know, you were expected to have high performance all throughout your childhood and not, you know, say anything about it and not, you know, ever complain or directly, you know, vent or even confront anyone who might have made you feel a certain type of way, like you were always supposed to be perfect, and so if you weren't smiling and happy and telling jokes, they didn't want you around? Could it be that you were mostly quiet unless spoken to? Could it be that you avoided conflict when you were a child to avoid rocking the boat at home? Could it be that you were used to hanging yourself out to dry just to ensure that others are okay? Could it be that you are used to giving up your umbrella because others forgot theirs? I just feel like there's this consistent want to take care of other people and feeling like you yourself don't matter. And when we feel we don't matter, other people see that and they will take advantage of that. When we feel like we're not worthy, other people do see that. When we feel like we're not deserving, other people see that. So bring love into the situation, but bring self-love into the situation. Bring it back to self. And again, the answers are within. I feel like you keep looking outside of yourself for an answer, but it's all within. And prosperity could totally lie ahead if you choose to release the need to be the peacemaker. Because that's just unfortunately not how life is. We do have to stand up for ourselves, and we do have to, make sure other people don't go out of their way to infringe on our livelihoods at the expense of ourselves. I feel like you do this often. Like, you continuously put your head on the chopping block for other people. Because you don't want to see them get in trouble. And while that's sweet and everything, you're kind of hurting yourself in the end. I don't know. I just want you to know that in the end, you are choosing how this goes. You are choosing what justice looks like to you. Okay, so if you're, trying to not rock the boat and you're just letting this person run amok, like, that's up to you. And that's a choice that you made. But if you do choose to stand in your power and fight for what's right and not let people take from you the food out of your mouth, the money for your bills, and thinking everything is fine, even though they consistently do that. All of this energy just kind of feels like too much right now. I feel like there is definitely some healing needed on both ends. I don't think that person is ever going to do the healing. If we're being completely honest, that person doesn't necessarily, see everything wrong with what they're doing because it's been a pattern in their life since they were a child. We had the Six of Cups out here earlier when we were using the Disney Villains Tarot deck. That was the overall energy. This person, legit, they grew up seeing other people do this. And they grew up doing this themselves. It is up to them to figure out, what the fuck happened in their childhood to make them this way. Not up to you. And it's not up to you to continuously save this person. I almost feel like you might even have like a slight like hero complex or a savior complex. And this could also trace back to, you know, when you were a kid. Maybe this was modeled for you, or maybe this was expected of you, or maybe both. I just feel like there is huge cognitive dissonance on both ends, and there is work to be done on both ends. And yes, you are very deserving, and yes, you are the magician, but you have to be able to see yourself as that in order to keep people from walking all over you. If you're feeling insecure, you know, maybe it's time to do a little bit of shadow work. Maybe it's time to go book with that therapist. Maybe it's time to see the doctor. We can only control ourselves. We can't control other people. But on that same token, we can also stand up to people if they are acting a certain way with us. And, you know, you are intuitively picking up on this, as well as logically picking up on this, because again, there have been lies and cheating and scandal. And when I say cheating, I'm not like saying like, you know, like they're cheating on you or anything, but I feel like they're taking credit for your work and you're letting them. So honestly, it is up to you how the rest of this unfolds. I'm just the messenger, please don't shoot me. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I am gonna get to cleaning and do something with myself. I hope y'all have a great week, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Pot Creek out.